Your Claude bill last month. Look at it, the number just became optional. Some anonymous quant nerds on Reddit fit a Claude-tier model onto the same graphics card that runs Cyberpunk. It's called Qwen3.8-27B. Runs on your desk, costs 0 per token. Fits in 16 gigabytes of video memory. If you spend $200 a month or more calling Anthropic for internal automation, your competitors have a window, about 3 weeks, before somebody on their team notices, and a $500 graphics card ends the monthly bill forever. I ran the numbers on a real workload, 500 support tickets a day, Claude classifying every one, $315 a month. Same job ran on a $500 GPU sitting under my desk. Payback in 47 days. From day 48, free forever. In the next 9 minutes I show you the swap, what breaks, which 3 workflows to move first, and what stays on Claude. Fast primer, then straight into money. Qwen is Alibaba's open model family. The 27B version is 27 billion parameters. It sits in the size class between Claude Haiku and Claude Sonnet on the quality curve. Historically, running a model that big meant renting a cloud GPU with 40 gigabytes of memory, and a monthly rental bill that made you keep paying Anthropic anyway, because at that point, what's the difference? What changed this week is a compression trick called IQ4_XS. It squeezes each of those billions of numbers from 16 bits down to about 4, without wrecking the answers the model gives. The result, a Sonnet-adjacent model that now fits on one 16GB consumer graphics card, the exact card your teenager wanted for Christmas. The whole story fits in one sentence, everything else is money. Yours specifically. Money you're currently sending to San Francisco every single month while your CFO frowns. The answer the title promised, straight. If your internal AI work is classification, field extraction, rewriting, first draft copy, or shortcode edits, you can kill that API bill this week. The local model handles all of it. If your work is long agentic loops, complex refactors across a whole codebase, or hard math reasoning, keep paying Anthropic. Frontier still earns its price on those. Every other line item on your API invoice moves off Anthropic and onto your desk. Split it there, now let's prove it. Before the receipts drop, one thing. I put the exact swap order playbook, the 3 workflows to move first, and the local model prompts I use with clients into the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community. Link in the description, free to join. The playbook is sitting in the pinned post today. Subscribe on your way past. Now the receipts. I opened a terminal, asked Claude Opus 5 to classify a real support ticket. The prompt is 1 sentence long, reply with exactly 1 word. Billing, technical, sales, or cancellation. Ticket text on screen. My subscription auto-renewed, but I cancelled last month. I want a refund. 4 output tokens come back. Answer, billing. Correct. The call costs money. Every single time it runs. Every ticket, every day, forever. Multiply it out. 500 tickets a day. 30 days a month. 2,000 input tokens per ticket to give the model your context and your rules. And the number lands on your screen, $315 a month, $3,780 a year, for 1 workflow, for 1 seat on your team. Add the tagging job on top, the summarizer, the invoice extractor, the product copy rewriter. 1 GPU on your desk runs every one of them, in parallel at 3 in the morning while you sleep. Now watch the payback. $500 GPU divided by monthly saving, 47.6 days. From day 48, every classification your business runs is free forever. Your competitor is still paying per token while you buy silence. Your Anthropic dashboard has this number attached to your business right now. Go check it tomorrow morning. It won't be a small number. Not for a business that runs any volume. Now, honesty about what you give up. IQ4_XS on a 27B model is a compression. You lose something, real numbers. On simple classification, the loss is invisible. My ticket router gives the exact same answer Opus gives, all day, every day. On field extraction from a clean invoice, also invisible. On multi-step reasoning across a huge context window, the local model wobbles more than Sonnet. On code refactors that touch a dozen files across a repo, it starts inventing function names that don't exist. The ceiling, right there. Real but narrow. Here's what most operators miss when they look at that ceiling. If you already run Claude for the easy stuff, and you also run Claude for the hard stuff, and you never split the traffic, you have been paying frontier pricing for tasks that Haiku would have done for a fifth. Split the traffic. The easy 90% of calls goes to the local model. The hard 10 stays on the API. Your bill drops by 90%, because 90% of the calls was 90% of the spend. So what does it cost to actually move hardware? A used RTX 4060 Ti with 16GB runs about $500 on eBay. New 5060 Ti is $600. If you already own a gaming PC with a decent card, hardware cost is zero. Software, Ollama or LM Studio, both free. Both install by clicking one button. Model file pulled from Hugging Face, about 15GB, one command, total setup time for a competent developer or your agency, an afternoon. Your existing API client already speaks OpenAI's protocol, so you change one line of code, the URL that says api.anthropic.com. It now says localhost port 11434, same code, different endpoint. The whole migration fits on one line, your dev owns it, not you. Two things you don't need. You don't need to hire an ML engineer. You don't need to touch Kubernetes, GPUs in a data center, or any of the vocabulary your dev tries to hide behind. If your VA can install Chrome, they can install Ollama, the level is right there. Do this right now. Open your Anthropic billing page yourself. Not the console, the billing tab. Look at the total for last month, then filter by application if you tagged your API keys. Whichever internal tool has the biggest number attached, move that one first. The proof is on your screen, not in my mouth. The number you see is the number you stop paying. The 3 swaps that pay for the GPU fastest. Straight from client work this month. 1. Support ticket classification. High volume, short answers, boring work. The model does not need to be smart, it needs to be consistent. Perfect fit for local. 2. Invoice and receipt field extraction. Same shape, structured output, runs in a loop over a folder of PDFs while everyone's at lunch. 3. Product copy first drafts. High word count on the output side, which is exactly where Anthropic charges you $15 per million tokens. Local model, 0. The 3 combined usually account for 60 to 80% of a small founder's API bill. 60 to 80%. Kill those 3 this week, and you have banked a full year of savings before your closest competitor has heard the word Qwen. The pattern is consistent across every operator who runs the swap on their top 3 workflows. The bill drops by roughly 90% within a month. Same money, staying in your account instead of Anthropic's. The other workflows, the agentic ones, the ones that call 5 tools and reason for 2 minutes and write actual production code, leave those alone this month. Frontier models still earn their price tag there. 10% of your calls, generating 10% of your bill. Let it stay on Anthropic. Cut the 90. Same task, both models running side by side. Claude Opus 5 in the API, Qwen3.8-27B on the desk, 100 tickets to classify. The frontier is faster per single call, no argument there. But the local model runs in parallel on my GPU, and I don't pay a single cent for any of it, ever, regardless of how many I run tonight or how many I run tomorrow. On this specific workload, total wall time is closer than you'd guess. Not the point though. The number that matters here is not tokens per second. It's dollars per month on the invoice. On the invoice scoreboard, the local model wins the race the second you buy the card. $315 a month. Remember the number from the cold open. 47 days to pay back the GPU. From day 48, the spend is gone forever. And the model sitting on your desk is still there when Anthropic quietly raises prices again in December and again in March. Anthropic price cuts don't rescue you when the next tier launches at 10 times the cost. Every frontier model in 2026 has moved up market, not down. The pattern runs one direction. Here's the shift nobody in the founder world has properly priced in yet. Every solo operator paying API rent for internal automation just got a permanent exit door. Not in 6 months, right this week. On a card you can order tonight and be running by Sunday. The big company moat, the unlimited API budget line, doesn't work when the same model runs on a graphics card you already own or bought once. The edge just moved. It moved from big companies to whoever moves first this week. The Qwen team quietly handed you a printing press. The window before your competitors notice? Open right now. It is not going to stay open long. Go look at your bill. Another open model just cut local voice generation costs by 90% this week. Next video, right there on your screen.